I had a feeling buying that Daedric staff would be trouble. As soon as you leave, the Scamps will thankfully follow. Do be careful.
In the cage! Over here!
I wasn't far off.
Hey, Uncle Chimpus here. In the world of Elder Scrolls Oblivion, there are powerful weapons, legendary artifacts, and then there's the Staff of Everscamp. It doesn't shoot fireballs, it doesn't deal massive damage, it only summons 4 useless minions. And today I'm attempting a Master Difficulty challenge run where the only source of my damage is going to be the Staff of Everscamp. No swords, no bows, no destruction magic, no other damage sources except the Staff of Everscamp itself, and of course the minions that it creates. But here's the catch. If one of them dies, I die as well. Master Difficulty, 0 backup damage, and I have to keep every single one of these minions alive. This is an escort quest from hell. Let's begin. So technically all of this starts in prison. We make a Breton which looks nothing like a Breton. We hang out with the Emperor for a bit, try not to get stabbed, and then we're left on our own. We have no staff, so we have to run. And on the way past the section, while dodging all the enemies, we grab anything valuable. We find the Emperor again. While talking to him, we can select our birth sign, and we choose Apprentice. The Emperor gets murdered and leaves us with the Amulet of Kings, and the mission to find a monk named Joffrey. So after we fail to protect the Emperor, we can choose our class, and we go with a custom one. And this is how it looks. We're going to mostly focus on supportive magic, as we need a way of keeping the Scamps alive.
I wasn't far off.
With our class selected, we make our way out of the sewers. Let's go get our staff now. Alright, so we're going to have to go to Leyawind to get it, if I can find it on the map. Oh, there it is. The Staff of Everscamp is not a Daedric artifact locked behind a Daedric shrine quest like the others. Because unlike those other items, this item is not a blessing, it's a curse. The staff's current owner, Resentia, requests our assistance in getting rid of the staff, as she can't live with the 4 Scamps following her around all the time. Fortunately, that's not a problem for us, and we take it off her hands. So here's how it works. The Scamps are permanently level 2, they have 10 hit points, they won't attack anything unless I use a command spell, but they can still get hit by enemies targeting me. And even if they do attack enemies, they have a static damage value of 6. So if I continue to level up, the enemies are going to get stronger, but my minions won't. Fortunately for us, Oblivion has some strange mechanics. You don't have to level up until you sleep. So we're not sleeping, and that's not going to have any detrimental effects to us. But if the Scamps can't scale, then I have to. And the best part is, I can get stronger without leveling up. All I need to do is to raise some of my skills. So what skills do I have in mind? Well, first off, illusion is going to be incredibly useful. This school of magic allows you to paralyze, control, or charm other creatures. And the command spell especially is mandatory if we want to deal damage, as our Scamps won't assist us in combat otherwise. And increasing the illusion skill will lower the cost of this command skill, which will also free up some magicka for our other school of magic that we're going to focus on, which is restoration. Restoration provides heals and buffs, basically everything we need to keep the Scamps alive. But how can we increase these skills? Well, we have to cast spells from the appropriate school of magic, but for that we need some better spells. Magic is expensive, very expensive, and we're not that rich currently. So let's go join the Mages Guild, for legitimate academic purposes of course. And we immediately start stealing. Every guild hall, every common room, anything expensive that isn't nailed down. And when our inventory is full, we sell all the equipment we stole back to them. And the best part is that even if they notice us take the equipment, they're not even mad about it. So there's not even any risk involved. Also, we use this opportunity to grab some spells that we're going to need in the future. Spells that allow us to command creatures, fortify attributes, paralyze enemies, and we're still left over with a lot of cash. And with our newly gained spells, we start leveling our skills. We use the command creature spell to level up our illusion by using it on our scamps, and we raise our restoration by using a heal on ourselves. And after a few days of in-game time, we're now a master of both restoration and illusion spells. Well, it's time to see if this strategy works. So I make my way to Joffrey. He has a simple request: find the heir of the Emperor, who is currently in Kvatch, which is on fire. Well, before I can save the Emperor's son, I have to close this Oblivion gate. And immediately this is a problem. The spells I bought from the Mages Guild help. I can command the Scamps now, which is great. The Scamps are level 2 and can't tank any damage. I have no way of directly healing them, and I have no buffs for them as well. They start targeting enemies they cannot reach and get killed by traps very easily. So the guild spells aren't enough. So if I want this to work, I think I need to make some of my own spells. And to do that, I need access to the spell-making altar. So I have two options now. One of these altars is in the Arcane University, which you can access after completing a big chunk of the Mages Guild questline. Or I could buy my own spell-making altar, and I would skip the 8 quests that I would have to do otherwise. That's why I think the choice is clear. We're going back to stealing. And this time our victims are the hardworking farmers of Cyrodiil. We loot the vineyard of Skinkrad, and we take every single grape that we see. And near the Waynon Priory, we can find a farm that has many ingredients that we can combine with grapes to make restore fatigue potions. We charm any merchant we sell these potions to, and all of these ingredients regrow in several days. So we repeat this whole process a few times, and now we have enough money to buy our very own spellmaking altar. So now we head north, specifically to Bruma. And from there we climb to the nearby mountaintop, and here we discover the Frostcrag Spire. After we break in, we can become a squatter there and restore it to its former glory. To create a spellmaking altar, we need some magic candles, which we can get in the Imperial City, and by using them on the inactive altar, we can make it operational again. Okay, so let's get down to business. What kind of spells are we going to make? I'm probably going to avoid using anything too overpowered for now, unless the game becomes incredibly hard. So I'll make a command spell that allows me to command all scamps at once, and a spell that will heal them all as well. I'll also make a charm spell that allows me to charm NPCs for a couple of seconds, which is more than enough time. And just in case the game gets too hard, I'll make these kinds of spells. Now, Oblivion's spellcrafting system is flexible. Very flexible. There are combinations involving weakness to magic that can multiply the strength of other effects significantly. For now, I'm not going to lean on those, but they exist, and I made these spells just in case. With our new spells prepared, we make it back to Kvatch, and this time around we're slightly less fragile. The scamps still die a lot, and as a result, so do I. Falling boulders, Daedra, and occasionally my own spell durations result in one of them dying. But slowly we make progress, and after constant rebuffing and healing after every encounter, we finally make it to the top. But verticality proved to be a problem too. Sometimes they don't understand how to follow me properly and jump off ledges. Of course I follow them off the ledge too, and sometimes the scamps follow enemies even to their own death. Well, at least they're loyal. Not that indulgent though. And after countless attempts, we finally make it to the Sigil Stone. By activating it, we take it, and the Oblivion Gate closes. Well, this took longer than expected, but it's finally done. Let's go see Martin now. But first we need to clear the courtyard of any Daedra. But together with the guards, we make light work of it. The scamps only die like 5 times, so it didn't take that many attempts. But we finally reach Martin, and then we convince the Emperor's son to go with us to the Waynon Priory. But we arrive too late, and Joffrey informs us that the Amulet of Kings has been stolen. Joffrey gives us some instructions though. We need to take Martin to the Cloud Ruler Temple. So we head north once again. But this doesn't prove much of a challenge, as there are no enemies on the way there. We finally make it to the Cloud Ruler Temple, and Martin is safe. For now. It hasn't been easy, but if my scamps can survive Kvatch, maybe this is actually possible.